So, welcome to the first episode of the Catfish Special Podcast.
We be out here
living life,
making a podcast.
Yep, and today we've got three people here, and we're ready to talk about our favorite things. We all know each other quite well, but we want you to get to know us, the listener. So, you may know me. I'm Choop from Choop Eats Soup, but my real name is Charlie.
Wait, when were you going to tell me that your real name was Charlie?
Well, everyone, my real name is Charlie. You're going to learn things about me that you never knew on this podcast.
Oh my god.
Next to me, we've got...
I'm Izzy. That's my real name. It's not Gwen, unfortunately. I'm a person. I exist. I'm still trying to find my footing and my place on this podcast, so if it seems weird, give me a few episodes and I'll come out of my shell.
I am Laura, the third member, apparently. I have a YouTube channel called Heart Attack. Nobody watches it. I don't really post anything on it, except for, the Gnome Massacre. That was a big hit.
Everyone liked that video.
Yeah.
We should have the gnome on.
Do we want to explain the Gnome Massacre to our loyal and fabulous and beautiful listeners?
We could give them a backstory on that whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
Where do we start with this one?
We were gonna be terrible people and destroy something that somebody cared about.
Yeah, one day,
And we did.
we were all hanging out. We decided we wanted to smash a beloved object, so that's exactly what we did. We were in the basement playing Mario Party, and we decided we wanted to smash a gnome. And,
we smashed Laura's older brother's gnome, and we replaced it with a different gnome that was featured in an iDubbbz video, and, it just wasn't good enough, and we had to buy an exact replacement gnome.
We learned a few lessons that day. I think the first one and most important one is if somebody tells you to do something, they might not mean it.
They might not mean
They
it.
might not mean it.
Shocking.
And second, it's really hard to find garden gnomes in September.
No, yeah. It took us
we had
3
to go
hours.
to a lot of stores.
Yeah, Hallmark didn't have it.
Hallmark's out of business now.
Yeah, it's
Buy
called like
Hallmark.
It's because they didn't have garden gnomes.
That's exactly
it's
why.
called like a New Dawn now or something.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
It's
my,
like the
That's
same
weird.
exact place.
I
but
took my
got a
grandma
different
in there,
name.
and she was looking for boxed cards. Has anyone heard of boxed cards?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a box of cards, and they're like, sorry, we don't carry boxed cards anymore. She got all angry, started yelling, and then we had to leave. And I'm 99% sure I should not go back into that store because they will kick me out.
Oh. Remember when Macaloon got banned from Jewel and now he works there?
That was a time. That was a time in everyone's lives.
Yeah.
When you get banned from the Jewel,
For
and then you have to work.
skateboarding inside and then stealing stuff.
Yeah.
I never heard about this. Okay, so we want you, the listener, to get to know us. So we've come up with a list of favorite things that we're going to discuss. Laura, take us away.
Alright, so the first thing we have written down is just movie.
Peter
What's-
Rabbit. I love the movie Peter Rabbit. I've seen it 3 times in theaters. I've seen it 2 times outside of theaters, and it hasn't even come on DVD yet. I love the movie Peter Rabbit. I have zero explanation why. It's not even a good movie, but I love it.
Is it like that movie Hop?
No, not at all.
because the like
they're both
advertisements
brown
for it,
rabbits. And
they like party and stuff.
fun fact about Peter
That's
Rabbit.
like the same thing.
In
That's all
Japan,
I
it was advertised as a romance movie and not a kids movie.
What? How do you know that?
Why?
Because
Is there
I
a
love
romance
Peter
in
Rabbit. Yeah, there is.
There's a
What?
romance in it?
Is it the rabbit and the
Spoiler
No.
discussion for Peter Rabbit. Spoiler discussion for Peter Rabbit.
Okay, so the plot of Peter Rabbit is old mean man Mr. McGregor kills Peter Rabbit's dad because he keeps stealing his stuff, and Peter Rabbit's like, wow, I'm gonna fight this guy. Peter Rabbit steals some food, gets caught. Old man McGregor dies of a heart attack. And
Is
it shows
Old
him,
Man McGregor a human?
Yes.
Okay.
And it shows him, like, drinking a lot of beer and eating cheese straight from the can, and they're like, this is why he had a heart attack. And Peter Rabbit like runs over to the next door neighbor, a human lady, and she's like, oh man, he's dead. And then Mr. McGregor's nephew gets a call, and they're like, you've inherited a property. And he's like, ooh, gross. He goes there, he fixes it up, he falls in love with the next door neighbor, almost bombs Peter Rabbit's house. Wait, no, he actually bombs Peter Rabbit's house.
Whoa!
How do you accidentally, do that?
Intentionally or accidentally?
He was going to intentionally bomb the house, but he's like, wait a second, I'm being stupid. Like, why am I bombing a rabbit? And so he goes and he takes back all the dynamite, but he leaves one there, and Peter Rabbit bombs himself.
What?
It's such a good movie.
The setup of that is almost the same thing as Hop.
I've never seen Hop.
You've never seen Hop?
I know that
I don't remember
I
Hop.
know that Hop is the character's name. Hop. What's his name? Whatever he is. Hop.
His name is E.B.
Okay, E.B.
Which is short for Easter Bunny.
Oh, he's the Easter.
Oh,
I
well,
know
he's
that the
the
Easter
Easter
Bunny
Bunny.
plays the drums.
Yeah,
That's
he's
Oh
like...
my goodness.
He's...
Wow.
That's you.
I'm the Easter Bunny.
You're E.B.
When
Guy-
are you going to tell me you were the Easter Bunny?
Guys,
No,
I'm
it's
here
just
to
like-
reveal that I'm actually the Easter Bunny.
Oh my god.
Wow. Shocking.
But he's like the Easter Bunny's, the current Easter Bunny. Apparently they're all just named Easter Bunny,
Yeah.
but he's
The current.
But
a
he's
punk rock
the
son
next Easter Bunny.
that wears flannels
Like
and plays
like the
drums.
Santa Claus. That movie, The
Wait a
Santa
second,
Claus,
wasn't-
where Tim Allen becomes Santa Claus
Yeah,
after killing.
Almost like that. Except I don't think the real Easter Bunny dies. But I do remember when it came out, I really liked it because it's, kids movie and I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they had, you could get a free Hop Webkins. And there was no stuffed animal, it
I
was just
remember
digital.
that.
But he was free, and so I got
Oh.
him, and he was my favorite one for a while. And you know how when you were little and you got a new Webkins, and you just
Only played with that one
yeah,
webkin.
you just neglected the rest of them entirely.
Yes.
That's what I did with Hop for
Aw.
for a long time.
Can we do a quick segue into my first scam, and it was how I scammed the Webkins company?
Okay.
Yes.
So when you were logging them in online, you could do submit and back, and it would duplicate a bunch of the same animal. So I had 50 bulldogs, all named Bob, because I
Oh.
just did submit and back for a very long time.
Oh my god.
I don't have much experience with Webkins. Maybe I had one, but
Uh,
I don't remember much about it except the
Okay.
mines that you
We
went
should have,
to.
I had so many.
I loved the mines, first of all. Second of all, we should have a Webkins Let's Play.
You can do a nostalgic let's
Wait,
play.
oh my goodness. It could be three teenagers play a child's game.
Three
Well, that's
teams.
what it
And
is.
that's the
That's
trope.
exactly what it is. No, we can all play a nostalgic game.
Maybe we should do a gaming channel.
Yeah, that's coming up. Well, I'm
And-
uploading this to a gaming channel.
Well,
Like-
we could
True.
just upload actual videos of us playing games. We could do that Girls Go Games thing that we've.
Oh, that we. Yeah.
Oh god.
We filmed a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Oh.
The horse girl plays.
This is
Yeah.
kind of off
We should
topic.
get Sam to do that.
True.
Oh, wait, should we be saying her name? I don't think it matters.
I don't. Nobody knows who Sam is.
Yeah. But off topic, kind of, but not really. Have you guys heard of Zombie Unicorn? She's doing something where she's like, if you are harassing women online, I'll call my friends and we'll wreck you in a video game. And it's like, hold on a second.
Oh, is that Bully Hunters?
Yes, that's
I've
what
heard.
it is.
I heard of Bully Hunters.
What?
It's
So,
basically
yeah.
she's responding to bullying with more bullying.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
That's counterproductive.
They did
Exactly.
they did a fake live stream almost where they were saying, okay, this is this is a real game, this is a real troll, and then the guy calls in a bully hunter, and the bully hunter kills the bully in Counter-Strike. And it's
Yeah.
like, ooh, they got him.
It's literally a ploy to sell Bully Hunter headphones.
Yeah, bully hunter headphones.
And
Yeah.
no, and what's I found so funny is that she was like, 3 million women have been harassed out of gaming, and it's like, where have you been getting this
Where
study?
did you get this number?
And she said, you're gonna have to watch my stream to find out. And it's like, so you're withholding obviously fake information for views? And like,
that's just dumb.
I don't like
Nothing about that is like a good idea.
Yeah. Oh. And they went to the guy's name was like Bully Hunter 77 or something.
Yeah,
and
so it's just obvious.
And they went to his that was the Bully Hunter's name. And they went to his Steam profile, and I don't know all the facts, so don't fact check me. But he had the same name as a bully that they used in another live stream, so it was obviously staged. Because on Steam you can see everyone's past names.
Yeah.
That was a
see
mess.
That Tom used to be fat and serious.
You can get rid of past names almost. I just did.
What?
I had past names that I didn't want displayed on there. So my Steam name. My Steam name is Choop. Okay?
Add him right now.
Add me right now. There's too many Choops to count. But I did Choop _, and as long as the list went, it's just all Choop with one more underscore, and you can't even see my old names.
Wow.
If you want to do
So
that.
you just spammed yourself. So
I spammed myself.
You could see the shame underneath.
Well, and there was also offensive things in there where my friend got into my Steam account and
Was it Tom?
no, it was Cody.
Oh,
Put some offensive names in there, and I'm like, I don't want that on my profile. Okay.
Are we?
We got
Where's-
off
where's-
topic with the movie thing. We
That's
talked
okay.
about Peter
Yes.
Rabbit.
Okay, Laura, what's your favorite movie?
I have a lot of favorite movies. And
Pick one. I know one that you mentioned before the podcast has a rabbit in it as well.
Yes.
And it's not Hop.
No, it's not Hop. It's Donnie Darko.
Oh yeah.
Izzy looks very confused, but it's Donnie Darko, and I've only seen it once, and I almost started laughing at the end just because of the song choice.
I did too.
Yeah.
I watched it
Very sad movie, but
yeah.
but the song choice.
I
in
watched
this
it
particular. In this particular generation, it's just not the same as the intention.
For people that have not seen Donnie Darko, it's called Mad World.
Yeah.
That's the name of the song. I forgot
By
who wrote it.
Tears for Fears.
I forget who wrote it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Something like that.
Mad World.
But yeah, my English teacher saw me drawing like a weird rabbit creature thing, because I draw weird things. Mostly in that class, I don't pay attention. But she's like, oh, this reminds me of the rabbit from Donnie Darko. Have you seen it? And I was like, no. And then she's like, you should see it. You would totally love it. It's like, totally reminds me of just like your art style and what you do. And I'm like, okay. And this was like during the beginning of the year, so it was weird that she even like
Knew your art
knew me.
style.
Yeah. And then like the next day she's like, did you watch it? And I'm like, no, I forgot. And then like
You should
she
watch
asked
it.
me again a few days later, and I'm like, no, I keep forgetting. And so then I like eventually did watch it, but I like didn't tell her that I watched it for like a long time, because I kept forgetting to tell her. I have bad memory issues for anybody watching. I can't remember things at all. And
In fact, you may not even remember this podcast happened.
no, I probably won't. And then I'll listen to it, like I'll be like, oh, Choop uploaded something. I'll be like, what's this? But I finally told her, like, last week that I watched it, because she brought it up again. I can't remember anything. And she was very happy that I watched it. And I was like, yes, I gained some respect. Finally. And that was a long battle for me. Just
A long mental struggle, just
Yeah,
like in the movie.
I
Your
went
life
through the exact
became the
same
movie.
thing as Donnie did. It's just from watching the movie and just forgetting to tell my teacher that I watched it, even though it had like no effect on anything.
Have we discussed your favorite movie?
Okay. Oh, Charlie. Yes.
Did you forget your own name there for a second?
Well,
Or was it the way I said
I've
it?
gone by Choop for so long
Yeah.
that I'm used to people calling me that. But yeah, no, call me Charlie here. Call me
Okay.
Charlie.
All right, Charlie.
When I think of favorite movies, I think of movies like John Wick. I think of Baby Driver.
Ooh, that's
I
good.
think of Hardcore Henry. You probably haven't seen that one.
No.
I haven't seen any of these.
Okay. Well, anyway, they're all action-y movies, but I don't action-y movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about our group experience seeing. You already know, Downsizing, starring
you-
Matt Damon.
Yes.
If you know us personally at all, you know that we all hate isn't even the word. It's just we have an annoyance with this movie.
Yeah, no, we don't hate it. We're all annoyed, and we can't stop
Yeah.
bringing it up. So
It's especially that one advertisement where it's like, visit Norway, but it uses mostly clips from Downsizing, and it says, like, you don't have to downsize to...
to visit
visit.
us.
Yeah,
But
and
here-
it's like,
It
it
im-
makes it seem like downsizing is a totally real thing that Norway supports. And it's ridiculous.
I feel like Norway would support downsizing.
Probably.
To be real.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, talking about Norway, Laura is obsessed with Norway.
I don't know anything about it, really. I know what Google Images has given me, but I love it. I love the Norwegians.
And I am Norwegian.
Wow.
So-
I didn't know that.
You said you didn't know that when I told you last time.
It's
Once
the
again,
memory.
The memory.
The memory.
issues.
Okay, I told you that when we went to see Downsizing.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Norway?
No.
Fake
I've,
fan.
I've been to Sweden.
Oh, well, that's like
You have a
close
farm
enough.
there.
I own a farm in Sweden. That's not a joke. I actually do own a farm in Sweden. But that's for
a story
another
for a
day.
different time.
That's a story for another time. We're talking about downsizing.
Yes.
So, we all collectively have a fascination with Matt Damon after seeing that movie.
Yes. I can't believe he's only 5 inches tall. I can't believe it.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
And after downsizing, he was still in Thor Ragnarok. I wonder how they
Oh my
filmed
gosh.
that.
It's like
I-
the Ant-Man thing, but like opposite.
It's like the
God.
Ant-Man.
I haven't seen Ant-Man. I don't know if he actually is small.
Oh, he's small.
He's small.
Whoa.
He rides ants. He's that
Oh,
small.
yeah.
He's littler than an ant.
What if Ant-Man and Downsizing take place in the same world? Downsizing
And he
takes
was one of the like test subjects where they got it a little wrong.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
up. Does that mean that...
the Marvel Cinematic Universe is linked to Downsizing.
Wait, you know what? How at the... Spoiler alert. At the end of downsizing, like, the world ends.
Well-
Is it because of Marvel's Infinity War?
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Thanos?
no!
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We're
Uh-oh.
going too deep into this.
Oh,
I think we're getting
Let's-
into Infinity War speculation here.
Okay, good. So let's just talk more about our experience with downsizing in specifically, not.
First
Yeah.
of all,
Or
during like
other
the
Matt Damon.
movie experience, it was amazing because we were the only ones in the theater, except for one person. We completely ruined her movie experience.
She was right behind us.
Yeah, we forgot she was. We weren't like intentionally being annoying. Just so you guys know, we're not that type of person. But she was the only person who goes to see downsizing alone.
Yeah.
Who goes to see Downsizing alone?
Who
Like-
goes to see downsizing?
Us.
Oh, I was talking to other kids about downsizing, and they're like, "Yeah, I saw it, but I was the only one in the theater. Like me and my friends."
No, yeah, it was a flop. It wasn't
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was until we.
I
went
thought
to
it was
see
a comedy.
The-
Yeah, because the
yeah,
theater said
no.
that it was a comedy, and
The-
then we watched it. and We were like, that wasn't.
That was
super
not funny.
That
That was
even
just
the guy
kinda-
selling us tickets, he said, "Oh, my dad and I went to see Downsizing. It's hilarious." The guy
Oh my
that sold
God.
us the tickets, when
Yeah.
I was buying the tickets from him, he said,
That, okay,
This is movie theater
that
propaganda.
reminds me of. This is like an existential moment I had in a restaurant once, where I ordered a salad, and the waitress said, "Oh, that's one of my favorites," and then she went and took everybody else's order, whatever, and I was like. Is that actually her favorite, or is she just saying that to, like, does she say that to every table? Am I special? Does she actually care about my salad experience? And it wasn't that good of a salad. It had, like, it was, like, 50% walnuts easily. It was ridiculous. And it had like a raspberry vinaigrette, but it was like really, really sweet. And I was like, no way is this anybody's favorite salad. No way. And so now I don't trust people.
Just because of that, you don't trust people.
Wow.
I can't trust. How do I know that was her favorite salad? I don't think it was. I think she lied to me.
I think we need to go back to that restaurant and ask her.
It's in Florida.
It's
We're
in
going.
Oh, it's in Florida.
Get in the car. We're going.
Also, that restaurant was weird in general because, first off, it was like a sit-down place where they came to your table to take your order. And they had, like, full meals and stuff. Like real food. But it was also a drive-thru.
What?
They had a drive-thru, and you could order, like a whole real meal.
Steak and Shake?
But they just put it in a box for
Steak
you.
and Shake. This sounds like Steak and Shake.
Is it?
And it's like...
It sounds Steak and Shake.
No, it's like one place in the middle of nowhere, Florida, where there's a stray cat that lives there. His name is Milo. And they also, like... I went there with Kaylee's grandparents.
Was Kaylee there?
Yes.
Okay.
But, like, they said they had reservations at this place. And it was weird, because, like, we pulled up to it, and there's, like, a drive-thru was, like, half of it. And we're like, you made reservations at a place with a drive-thru? And they're like, yeah, over the phone they said they took reservations, and they said it was, like, all the reviews are really good for this place. We're like, okay, whatever. So we go in there, and then we're like, oh, this is not...
A drive-thru.
This is not what I expected from a drive-thru exterior. And then they said, we have a reservation for whatever. I don't even know their last
Doesn't matter.
Whatever. And they're like, we don't take reservations. And we're like, are we at the right place? And they're like, there's no other place with a similar name anywhere near here, so we're like, this has to be the place we called, but, like, what the heck what is wrong with this place? There's something incorrect about this, like, and then, side note, there were these weird paintings there, that, like, they were, like, prints of, like, fish, and we were like, oh, those are pretty cool, and they all had, like, the same little, like, octopus logo on them, and so we looked it up, and we found the artist that did them. First off, this place had like $400 paintings all over their walls.
And they were a drive-thru?
And it's a drive-thru. Which just adds to the weirdness of everything there. But like, there were these realistic fish paintings and stuff, but they were like, funky colors and stuff. And we looked up his process, and apparently he goes out, he catches a fish, he rolls it around in paint, and presses it against the canvas, and then he cleans it, cooks it up, and eats it.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what the heck? It's like this old man that just makes like these weird
tortures fish.
Apparently it's some like Japanese art thing, but they usually don't eat it, I don't think.
Okay.
I think they like
paint
the fins, fish skin stuff.
That would make sense in
Yeah.
Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like
Fish.
oceanic cultures. But like, what a weird place.
Interesting.
They had a friendly cat, though.
Well, getting back to downsizing, how did we get to that?
Can I
Can I
finish the story that I meant to start?
Wait,
Okay.
sure.
Okay, so again, we were the only ones in the theater, and we were all sharing a big bucket of popcorn. And the popcorn bucket was emptied. And Charlie just takes the bucket and starts eating the kernels, and I'm like, wow, I'm not sitting next to a human person. I judged and still judge you so much on that.
I don't even remember doing that.
Do you normally eat the kernels, or was that like a
Spur of the
instinctual
moment.
thing? Like, did you...
Was I actually
thinking when
eating
you did
the seed?
Yes! like the bad stuff at the bottom. Unless you, like, buried it somewhere.
Did you just, like, think you were eating popcorn that was, like, really crunchy? Like...
No, I mean, when I eat popcorn, I don't always eat the kernels, but sometimes I'll go for one kernel.
The bucket was empty when we threw it away.
What happened?
It was completely empty?
Something, like, supernatural happened either way.
No, I never eat all the kernels.
You did, though.
I don't even remember that.
That is terrifying.
I think I was possessed.
You were possessed by
Possessed by that
Wait,
demon.
guys, what if, like, a bunch of tiny, like, 5-inch people...
Controlled me.
No, not even controlled you. They were just in our bucket, and they were the ones eating those.
I feel like we would have felt one at some point.
Holy shit!
Oh my god.
This little man. Excuse me, sir.
On the car ride to the theater. Do we want to talk about the car ride to the theater? Do you remember that?
No?
What happened to the way there?
Well, we were discussing the genre of the movie, and we're like, it's rated R. What if this is a vor movie?
Oh my god, I forgot that conversation happened. I think I just, like, blocked it out of my memory
I don't...
as soon as it happened.
We were screaming, laughing. I almost had to pull over because...
Wait, should we just... Should we give, like... Yeah, first of all, your mother was driving.
I remember being in my car, you two were in the car, and I was driving somewhere.
Maybe we
and
had
we were
this
talking about
conversation
downsizing.
elsewhere.
We were driving past Huntington Park. I don't know where we were going, but it was in the Saturn, my car. Oh, now people know everything about me. They can find me now. It was in that car, and we were driving and talking about this. Or was this a dream?
I think it was a dream because we were
I
talking
feel
about
like having that
the
conversation.
possibility
this
of
is...
in the group chat.
I feel like we had that conversation,
But we didn't.
But
I don't think
this,
we had it
I
when
think
you were
this is
driving.
when I dropped you off on the side of the road.
What?
Wait,
No, but that
I
was...
wasn't in the car.
But, yeah, then...
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like I
no.
remember having, like, hearing this conversation at some point. When did that
What?
happen?
It happened in the group chat.
Really?
Did I dream? Okay, this is
You're actually insane.
Once again, everything surrounding that movie has supernatural, like, forces.
Oh my god.
It messed with our minds. So
was.
anyway, the only reason
This is your brain. This is your brain on downsizing.
this is your downsized brain. Our brains were downsized.
Okay, let's talk more about the movie because we've been like
What
tiptoeing
even
around
happened
it
in the movie?
because we don't even want to delve.
Well, the
into,
movie's
like,
not even good.
Yeah,
What the thing about the
that's
movie? The thing
Wrong
about
show.
the thing about the movie is all the weird events that happened around it.
I was so disappointed that there was no joke where it's like a downsized person goes to a normal party and asks for a drink and they give him like a drop of water and a thimble. I was so like expecting that to happen, but it just didn't. They like didn't. There were so few small jokes, you know?
Yeah.
Like the only one that I really remember was like he got like a centerpiece for his little apartment and it was just
And
a
it was just
single
a big
flower
flower.
head.
Yeah.
But, like
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
it's almost like they weren't downsized. It's like
they kind of explored what if this was real? Maybe. Is that what they were aiming for? Because I don't know.
I know that the
Because-
movie...
Because there was no villain in the movie. The villain was global warming.
True.
yeah, it was such a
Again, this wasn't a
An
real movie.
experience.
This was an ad for Norway.
yeah. This entire movie was just a travel ad for Norway, and you know it got me. I want to go to Norway.
It got me.
I will downsize and ship myself to Norway in a little.
In a Target TV box.
Yeah.
And lose a leg.
Yes.
I will say, though, like, I wish they explored the... This is another spoiler alert, but one of the main characters was a prisoner, and they forced her to downsize without her consent, and that's kind of like a war crime. And I wish that they explored that more.
Yeah.
And just, like, the negative repercussions of
There's so many
downsizing.
things
Downsizing.
that they like kind of brushed over, but didn't really go into.
So this is
Yeah.
why we're starting a petition for downsizing too.
I'm not signing it!
Without Matt Damon.
No, what happened to? Oh yeah, he's in the little hole. Wait, no, did he get?
No, he
No,
left. He ran out.
He
Yeah,
went
he-
back to
He went back to his amputee.
Yeah, he went back to his town, whatever it was called. It was called
Yeah.
like Good Springs.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a town in Fallout. It was called like
Something-
Happyville.
Yeah, something
Mhm.
cliche about
Something
like,
stupid.
Yeah.
something dumb.
Something dumb. He went back there. and helped the less fortunate downsized people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it just ended.
And it ended while he was looking back.
No, it ended on a shot of an old downsized man like eating chicken.
Yeah. He looked back, and there was an old man in a wheelchair eating down. He was downsized, and he was eating chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Did they downsize the chickens?
Squirrel. I'm sure they downsized like 100 chickens, and then they just let the downsized chickens do what they were up to.
Squirrel's back.
We're
Squirrel
squirrel
is
watching
back.
right now.
Yeah, we're squirrel watching. Okay, let's get back to downsizing. we shouldn't talk about visual things on an audio podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a cute squirrel.
I feel like
out.
the chicken, it looked like normal chicken wings or whatever, but I feel like it'd be more efficient if you kill one regular sized chicken, and that's so much meat for downsized people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is so much meat for down, but it looked like chicken legs.
But that's also like more chicken waste, and that's what they were trying to prevent.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, I
Whatever.
think we're thinking about the logistics too much.
What did I say about a petition earlier?
You didn't say anything about a petition.
Downsizing too?
No.
Then you didn't say anything
Because
about a petition.
when you
earlier.
said
You're
something
going
about-
crazy.
When you said the petition thing, it reminded me that I mentioned a petition earlier, but I don't know what
You didn't.
it was for.
You didn't.
I definitely did.
Play it back.
No, not in
Editing-
here.
editing
Not in this
Charlie.
recording. Before we started, I said something about a petition, and I forgot what it was.
You didn't.
Now
No,
it's
you
gonna drive me
didn't.
crazy.
You did not.
You
I
didn't.
did.
I'm telling you
I
this
did.
as your co-host and friend. You did not.
What did I say?
Okay, you can think about that,
I gotta think
but
about it.
yeah. The only reason I went to see Downsizing was because there were a million YouTube ads for it, and I didn't mute them because it had a song I liked in it. It was Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads.
Yeah.
Was their advertisement song.
Did they use that in the movie?
No.
Yeah.
They only used it to advertise. A lot of movies do that. To
Yeah.
advertise Ready Player One, they used Take On Me by Aha. They didn't use it in the movie.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, they mentioned, or at least they mentioned it a lot.
They mentioned it, but they never used the song.
How about in Suicide Squad, where they were like, "Oh yeah, here's like some of the songs that are in this movie," and one
Yeah,
of
then
them
they
was
weren't.
the Panic at the Disco cover of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
But then they didn't use that in the movie. They used
They
the
used
original
the real.
version. Like, why did they make
Ugh.
Brendan Urie do
Let's
that
just-
if they're not even going
To
use
promote the movie, they
To I
they
think
wanted
it
to
was-
sell it to teen.
Yeah.
We were
it?
the
Yeah, I guess
we were
that
the
is, like the
And
type of
we were the
people.
demographic.
And I guess to advertise for his tour, because he sang that on like every show. That was on his set list.
I didn't even know he was going on a tour. They did a
That- it
bad
was
job
the-
of that part.
They referenced the tour in the movie we saw today, which was Love, Simon. It was like on the bathroom. Death of a Bachelor tour, and it was
yeah,
a skeleton
it
with
was.
hair.
I didn't
Wow.
know that was the tour he was going on. I just
Yeah.
don't.
It's
I'm not that into Panic.
as here's my quick take on Love, Simon. As a gay, it's not that good of a movie. Like, it's a good movie.
It's a
It's
cute
representation. I don't like it that much, but
I did not go to the movies to see it with them today.
I just,
However, I saw two movies yesterday: Ready Player One and Jumanji. I'm gonna have to say I like Jumanji more.
yeah, I haven't seen Jumanji, and I have to agree.
I liked, I like Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's the kind of actor that only plays one character, and that's
Yeah.
himself. Even when he was in Tooth Fairy, he didn't
He
play
played
the.
himself.
He played himself.
Do you guys? Okay, wait. How come everybody I've spoken to does not remember? It was Tooth Fairy either 2 or 1, and it was Larry.
There
the
was a
Cable
second
Guy.
one?
It was Larry the Cable
Wait,
Guy
I-
as the Tooth Fairy.
Wait,
I remember Larry the Cable Guy as the Tooth Fairy,
It was. I think it was the sequel.
but I don't remember a Tooth Fairy 2.
It was exactly Tooth Fairy 2.
I remember seeing like a screenshot or something of that, and I thought it was just like a meme. Was that a real thing that happened?
I've seen that movie, but I don't remember
Yes, it
Tooth
was.
Fairy having a sequel.
Tooth Fairy.
What about,
We spent a long time on our movies.
yeah,
Do we
no,
want to
this
move on to a new question, or do we just want to keep?
yeah,
talking
no,
about
we can
Larry
move
Tooth
on.
Fairy
Cable Guy
2.
wearing
Larry the
wings?
Cable Guy. in
Oh,
its
wow.
Pink overalls and wings.
I'll put a screenshot on screen right now.
Oh my!
It
God.
exists. I'm not insane.
Okay.
That is
Came out in 2012. On the Walmart rating, it's a 4.7 out of 5.
Wow.
IMDb, it's a 3.9 out of 10.
In Walmart's eyes, it's nearly perfect.
Because the type of people that go to Walmart are the type of people to want to watch Larry the Cable Guy in pink overalls and fake wings.
Larry the Cable Guy is from Wisconsin.
He is?
He is. That's a persona. Larry the Cable Guy is his troop.
Dang.
You don't want to reveal that Choop's a persona here. Are we revealing that? Choop's a persona,
You're not-
everyone.
We already agreed that your name isn't Choop.
Yeah, no, we agreed. I'm not Choop, everyone.
Do we want to move on to the next thing in the list?
Our next thing was favorite animal, but I don't know if that one's really going to open up a lot of discussion.
Let's all three of us list it and then move on to the next one. Laura.
I like the red fox.
I like the chameleon.
The chameleon. I like the crow. Next question.
Favorite texture.
I like spiky things.
Okay, something about spikes. Warped Tour is dumb.
What?
Because they labeled it as like a punk festival thing.
But
one of their number one rules is no spiked clothing. And I'm like, that is not correct. You can't just do that. And then they also, it's like, they say on their website, like, this is for all ages, and we encourage our younger, like, attendees to bring their parents along. And it's like...
I've never heard of this, but it doesn't sound right.
It says, like, the list of things that you can bring to it, and one of them is, like, a small homemade snack.
Small homemade.
It just seems like something.
You think they'd
for
encourage
like a field trip at like a elementary school?
You think they'd encourage like packaged snacks? What could be in a homemade snack?
Yeah, like
you could bake weed into a homemade snack.
Yeah, you could definitely sneak something in like that. But like, why would
you think they'd encourage like Cheetos or something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, something packaged, but no, it's
But
not.
I mean,
small
like,
homemade snack.
Warped Tour has like not been good since at least 2012. Probably 2008.
I'm not fond of like music festivals and conventions, but if it's a concert where you're just going to see one band and you sit down and you watch the band, that's what I like. But a festival like Lollapalooza,
the people that go to those are just obnoxious.
I have a Lollapalooza story that involves a 13-year-old that
tell more.
Laura was there for this.
What?
We were going to the city, and it was during Lollapalooza. We wanted nothing to do with Lollapalooza. We were just going to Chicago to go to Chicago.
I thought it was just like a generic
no, it was like
festival.
an EDM festival. My bad.
EDM festival.
Yeah.
And there were some girls on the train that were sitting like across from us, and they gave the 13-year-old like whiskey. And the 13-year-old didn't even drink it, but she proceeded to act drunk for the rest of the trip.
They gave her whiskey and vodka. They had both, and they gave her both of them, and she like pretended to like chug it.
Yeah,
there was
but she didn't, because it
like maybe she got a little bit.
No,
like,
she didn't even get a little bit because
was the cap on or
the
something?
cap wasn't on, but like there was an amount before she started chugging it, and then she like pretended to chug it, and there was the
and
same
these absolute
amount.
strangers were like, "Ooh, good girl." And I'm
I
like,
know.
Who are
What?
You're not even wearing a real shirt. It's just like
It's
mesh
glitter.
and has roses over your nipples, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's
The 13-year-old or just some?
no, the strangers that gave her alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like, she's a child.
Yeah.
You can't just. Who are you? You're not even.
What?
You're going to the festival. Like what? Like it would be one thing if you came back and you were already like tipsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
and so we
alcohol
had.
to teenagers.
We
but,
were
like,
in a big group of people, and in that group of people, we like numbered off like we each said a number, and that's what we would do to make sure everybody was there. And so we numbered off all of our people. That was like 10 people.
I was
and then
number 7.
one of these girls, again from like the other side of the train, was like 11, and it's like, you're not a part of this. Sit down.
11.
11.
That was me with one of those voice changers.
Wow.
I followed you around the city that day.
And you wore glitter boobs. That's what it was.
No, I was disguised. Have you seen that game, Hitman?
Wow.
That was
Wow.
I actually shaved my head for that.
Can I see your little barcode thing?
Well-
Is it back oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Wow.
there it
I
is.
just scanned it.
Have you seen those people that get tattoos of like QR codes and then
I
you
don't
can
like that.
people they're like scan it, go ahead, and then it's like a website that just says like hi, thanks for scanning me.
That's
like,
That
it's
that
just
is
weird.
trashy.
I wonder if someone has a snap code tattooed onto that.
my
Oh
God.
god.
Add me on
Definitely.
Snapchat
There's
here.
definitely somebody like
Oh.
that. Oof.
I've got a story about the last time I was in Chicago.
About the last time you got a tattoo?
Yes, the last time I got a tattoo. It didn't happen. I don't have a tattoo. But the
As
last
far
time,
as we know.
as far as you know, last time I was in Chicago, maybe both of you heard about this, but I went to Pokemon Go Fest
Oh
in
my
Grant
god.
Park.
Oh my. Wait, I think I did hear
I
that.
heard about this monstrosity.
I went to
Wasn't it
it.
because there was like a Snorlax that was appearing there or something? Or was that a different thing?
No,
was a different
this was a festival organized by the company that owns Pokemon Go.
That's headquartered in like New Zealand or something, right?
Yeah, no, it's in like San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Those are
Yeah.
different places.
Those are like two
News to
different
me.
sides of the world. But anyway, it was a disaster. You couldn't even get into the park. The line was all the way down the Buckingham Fountain and wrapped around it like 100 times.
Oh my god.
And they had like 4 security guards checking people in. They had like 4 security guards for the 10,000 people they sold
Because
tickets
their
to.
expectation was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like a couple hundred little kids.
No. They sold 10,000 tickets
Yeah.
Oh,
for
so they were just
$20
dumb.
each.
So they were just
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
So I had to leave because I was afraid a riot was going to start. And I came back later in the day because I'm like, I'm getting my money's worth out of this.
Yeah.
And I
Your
got
$20 worth?
Was the line much shorter then, or was
well,
it still
okay.
awful?
I've got something to tell you. I paid $100.
Oh my
What?
god.
I was obsessed with the game at that point,
Jeez.
and I went on eBay and bought a
Harvey.
ticket for $100.
Wow.
But the festival was such a disaster. They gave everyone $20.
They just like pass it out like
As you left.
they just hand you a $20.
No,
They're
no.
like, have a nice day.
No.
Sorry.
No, they didn't do that. But they refunded everyone $20. I didn't get it. The scalper got it. And then everyone's accounts that it was linked to, my account was linked to the ticket, got $100 worth of stuff in the game.
Oh wow.
So, anyway.
Didn't you get like a legendary Pokemon too?
Yeah.
What was like
Oh, okay.
what did they like have there? Like
So they had like merchandise that you could buy, and they had special Pokemon that you could only catch there, that were only in Chicago for 3 days.
did you get them?
Yeah, I got them. Now you can get them anywhere in the world, so I feel cheated. But I've got
them first.
I've got like a little badge on my character that says I was in Chicago, and I
Wow.
got him in Chicago.
I was there for that monstrosity.
There was a part where like the CFO came out on stage and people were throwing glass water bottles at him.
That's problematic.
Oh.
I mean, I don't remember if you had to leave stage, but people were throwing water bottles at him.
Oh my god.
It was fun. No, it wasn't fun. It was a
Oh.
train
You
wreck.
were there for a piece of history.
Yeah, no. I was also there for Minecon 2013. I picked the worst conventions.
True.
I went to Minecon 2013.
I will say, I know that
mine.
Minecon is like absolute trash now, but if you want to take me to Minecon, like whoever's listening, I'll go.
They don't do it anymore. They do
Oh,
They do
yeah.
Minecon World, where it's just a Twitch stream that you buy
Oh,
access
yeah.
to.
I don't like that.
That's
I don't like that either.
Because the whole thing is like you get to walk around with a bunch of other sweaty little kids. Like that's
Yeah.
what everybody wants to do at a
Exactly.
convention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was I was 13 when I went. People probably know my birthday now. I was 13 when I went, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever when I was there. But looking back, it was awful. And
Mom get attacked by being Captain Sparkles. That's just.
yeah. Well. Anyway,
I think those two experiences both, like, really show the audience who you are as a person.
I should have gone into other things, like not that. But I'm never going to another convention in my life after those two.
I was just thinking about, like, I was like, what's the last one I went to? And I thought it was Comic-Con, but then I remembered...
Wizard World.
Yeah, But, like,
well,
I'm talking about the same, that's the same thing. But, I just remembered that I went to a RV and camper show, which was technically like a convention thing for RV and camper people.
Okay.
And so I went to that with Kaylee, because her family was going to get a new camper. And I got to go to Florida in it with them. So that was interesting. But, like, the weird, like, things they had there, because it was like really big RVs, like the kind that nobody ever would need. Like, why would you need 2 entire bathrooms in one RV that has, like, 1 bedroom? Why would you need that? Nobody needs that.
A billionaire needs that, Laura.
And it's like ridiculous. Like, who? What? And then there's the ones that, like, are the kind that Tom would probably live in, where it's like 5 square feet, and it's like everything you need is just in here.
5 square feet.
It's like the tiniest little
It's
thing.
like this desk.
It's like you pull out the table, but then it's like you can put a mattress on top of it, and that's where you sleep. And it's like there's cabinets in the ceiling. And it's like why? What's the point anymore? Just bring a tent. You have more room.
True. The last convention I went to was the National Alpaca Convention.
Oh yeah.
And if you live in the area in which we are filming, your parents' taxpayer money sent me there. And basically, it was a field trip for a state competition that was hosted in the same building as the National Alpaca Convention. And however, 2 months prior, I joined the Alpaca Owners Association, and I, like, completely lied about a farm that I own. And I got...
You could have used my farm!
And I sent an email, and I got an email from the Alpaca Owners Association saying, hey, your farm is in Illinois, and our national convention is in Illinois. Like,
you just
should
revealed
visit
where
us."
we live, Izzy.
They know.
Illinois.
Nobody's ever
Illinois.
gonna... And we were talking about Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're right.
So, I'm like, oh, sorry, I can't make it. Like, I have a state competition to attend. Turns out the state competition was in the same exact building. Like, literally, it was the concert hall, which was where one thing that we were competing in was being hosted. And then one hallway down, it was the Alpaca Convention. And then another hallway down, it was the main auditorium where the main shows were being held. And the alpacas were the highlight of all of that. I was talking to an alpaca owner, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of the 4-H fair. And they're like, oh, do you compete in that? And the 4-H fair is like the county fair. You show off your farm animals, all that sort of stuff. And I panicked, and I don't know how to talk to strangers, so I said yes.
Yeah.
What did you compete in?
And I talked about the sheep that I compete with, which isn't a lie, because I have shown sheep in a 4-H fair. They were not my sheep, they were my cousin's sheep, and because, like, they were the family sheep, I guess, I helped take care of them. Like, I understand the logistics of
A sheep.
Of a sheep competition, and I convinced this alpaca owner that, like, that I was a country girl who shows sheep.
I just realized after Pokemon Go Fest, I said I'm never going to another convention, and then I went to another convention. This was probably the best convention I went to, and I wasn't even that interested into it. It was the Chicago Auto Show.
Oh,
Carson really wanted to go,
Yeah.
and I tagged along, and it was cool to see all the cars. I'm not a big car guy, so I didn't know anything.
I like to see the, like, older ones that just get, like, fixed up. Those,
Yeah.
I think those are cool. But, like, the newer ones, it's just, like, it's a car. I get it.
They had like the luxury cars and supercars and
My dream car is a hearse that with the horn that's like
my dream car is
I want a hearse with that horn.
First of all, the hearse has terrible gas mileage.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I love
Best
it.
part.
But I once went to an auto show with a person who, like, doesn't really understand cars and all that sort of stuff, and we'd, like, be walking around and, like, look at how cool this is, and he's like, yep, I'd never be able to afford that. And like that was for every single car, and it's like, wow, you're such a buzzkill.
I wasn't like that. I was
Thank
like, wow, that
God.
is really cool. I like it.
I was looking at used hearses one day.
The Barbie dream hearse?
No, that's
Oh.
that's not for sale. Whoever owns that loves it. But I was looking at used hearses, and I found one, and I was like, whoa, this one's like really cheap. It was like a couple $100. And I was like, who's selling a hearse for like such a short, like a lot? Short is not a
Short
correct
price.
price.
Low price.
I almost said long price to correct myself, but it's not. Such a small price. Why? How?
A
Like,
cheap price?
Low price.
Just say low price. We get it.
Okay, we get it.
Anyway.
Move on.
and then I looked at the mileage on it, and it had over 1 million miles. And I was like, who's taking cross-country road trips in a hearse? Like, I have to
old was
assume
it?
that hearses would stay fairly local.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
like
No, in Dumb and Dumber 2, that's exactly what they did. They took a cross-country trip in a hearse. Have you
Maybe
seen
it was
Dumb and
that
Dumber
hearse.
2? Maybe
I haven't seen it, but maybe that was the hearse they used for the movie.
No,
they
I feel
actually took a cross-country road trip to film it in that hearse, and then they sold it.
I feel like a hearse that Jim Carrey's driven would sell for a little more.
Yeah.
But who knows?
It
Who
was
knows?
like, I was like, why? How did this happen? So,
Wow.
Yeah, that's my experience with cars.
Cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess for dream cars, man, the cars that I have in GTA. That's
the
what I
anime
want.
mobile?
The anime car. The Let's move on to the next question. What was this? Surfaces? We were talking about our favorite
Like
favorite
the
texture, and we got into convention. That's what this podcast is, sidetracking the podcast.
Yeah, somebody asked me, because I was like
This-
hyping this up, I was like, please tune in to the Catfish special. And people are like, well, what's it about? And I'm like,
Sidetracking.
it's a talk show. And
Here's-
they're like, but what do you talk about? Like current events? Do you talk about current events? And I'm
I
like,
mean, we could.
we could, but
We could. We
I
might.
don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. What's a
It's
current
just-
event
it's
we
just
can
us
talk
rambling.
about?
This is just kind of the thing that you put on in the background while you're like doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the show that you pause every once in a while and you talk to your computer as if we're actually there.
Pause the video right now and let us know. What's your favorite color? Wow, I like that color too.
Yeah, I really...
It's paused. They can't hear us right now.
Well, if they say it and then play it again.
Oh, I mean, like, I
then-
guess.
Yeah.
I assume they're not just
Wow.
gonna pause it and just leave it paused and wait for further instruction. I hope they
Wow.
didn't do that.
I really like that color too.
I
Unless
don't. I think it's an ugly color.
The only colors
Wow.
that I don't like is like puke green. So if it's puke green, I hate that color.
I don't really like yellows, which is interesting because I have that like bright yellow beanie that I've worn like once.
Yeah.
Well, if you've worn it once, you don't like it.
I want to wear it more, but I'm afraid to because people are gonna they're gonna be like, "Why is your hat like blindingly neon
Okay,
yellow?"
you're the only one that has like prejudice against yellow, especially in like the spring when yellow's a color.
Yeah, maybe I'll wear it this spring.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dandelion.
Dandelion. It's a dandelion hat.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
I don't.
what's our
I don't-
next?
Well, our next question is what's your favorite color?
Oh.
And like I don't have like a favorite color. I've been told that's a sign of childhood trauma, and like whatever, that's fair.
Uh-oh.
But we're not gonna get into that now. We're talking about
That's for
favorite
another
colors.
podcast.
That is for episode 500.
That's for episode 2.
oh.
Tune in next week.
Oh gosh. But I like blue, but I also have like a deep appreciation for purple, and I think red is the best color. But it's not necessarily my favorite. I'm wearing red right now. A lot of
Yeah.
red. It's not my favorite.
I
I
feel
like it though. It's the best.
I don't feel the same. Well, I kind of feel the same. I like blue and purple.
Yeah,
Blue and
they're-
purple are nice.
I like the cool colors.
I used to like hate orange with an intense passion, and now I love the color orange.
I am also a fan.
And
of orange.
I also like orange and purple. So like
Oh.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, another color that I like that I'm told that I shouldn't like. I'm never going to wear it or own anything or, well, I probably own something, but pink. I'm never going to go out and buy a pink shirt or anything, but if I see the color pink, I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah, pink
I like it.
Pink is a good color.
I like soft pinks, but
It's
like I don't.
I like it.
I don't like a lot of pink. And
Like-
maybe it's because my sister went through a phase where like she painted her entire room blinding magenta, and maybe that just turned me off of it. Which, fun story about that. When we were painting it, our dog, who was mostly white, got her tail in it, and then we were like, "Oh no, come back!" And she got excited because she was like, "Oh, we're gonna play!" And she started wagging her tail and splattering it all over our white walls. And so her tail was pink for a while. And then we had we had to repaint the walls basically because there's magenta all over them. And so that's the story of why our house went from having white walls to dark brown walls.
Have you heard about the pink lady? There's a lady that's obsessed with the color pink.
I know her.
She was on like My Strange
I don't
Addiction or something.
I thought it was green.
Well, I don't know, but
Maybe
I know there's a
probably-
lady. I know there's a lady.
Yeah.
There's a lady that only buys pink products, and she has
the coconut water.
coconut. That's all she drinks. But she dyes her white cat pink.
Ooh, with what?
I don't know. But she,
like I've heard of like people doing that with like beet water because that's like fine because it doesn't hurt the cat at all.
Yeah.
But like if she's going out and getting like hot pink dyes and dyeing her cat pink constantly, then I have an issue with it.
I don't know, but she was on. It might have been My Strange Addictions, just a show like that.
Yeah.
And everything about her is pink.
Can we Oh wait, no, finish.
No, she. Just I'm done.
Okay. Can we talk about how, like, on My Strange Addictions, people are eating, like, car seats and, like, plastic bags?
Yeah.
And
there was a lady. It might have been a man or a woman. I can't remember. And they're like, I've eaten over 3 couches. And I have to get my stomach pumped weekly.
oh my god.
How is that not a good enough reason to stop eating couches? How do you need more convincing than that?
Guys, there was an episode and it was a woman and she's like, I'm addicted to eating my husband's ashes. And she was running.
There was
out.
one lady that she ate like clay masks, and it's like it comes with like a little shovel thing.
Yeah.
And it's like she would just pour it into her mouth, and she's like, I love the texture that it creates.
The dust?
Yeah, it's like a dust stuff.
Yeah,
and
like
you're
you
supposed to
mix
mix
it
it
with
with
water.
water, but she makes the clay in her mouth and just eats it. And like I've heard
so
about,
gross.
I know
I've
there's
heard, like
like
celebrities eat clay sometimes. It's supposed to be some sort of
there
like,
is
cleanser. But
there
like,
is medicinal clay.
yeah,
And
but this is,
I've actually drank a
masks.
cup of it before, and it's fine. I'm still alive. but-
Debatable.
Yeah.
it's just like dirt. Like it's not. Gonna
Yeah, no,
kill you.
it's different. Yeah.
It's when I was in Florida, we actually were digging because we were going to make like a little sand castle with a moat around it,
And
I
you
found
ate dirt.
I found a clay deposit in there. There's like a ton of clay just under there.
Like Minecraft.
Yeah, like
Oh my
Minecraft. And then we like tried to get as much of it out as possible, and we made little like mud monsters with it and stuff. But then we were like, okay, we don't want to take this. We don't want to just leave it here because like that's gross. It looks like a pile of poop.
Yeah.
Clay.
And so we like buried it, but then we learned that like if you step on it, it just eats your foot and it's like
Quicksand.
quicksand.
Wait, you
But, like
made
really
quicksand?
quicksand. Like it eats your foot immediately and then it's really hard to pull out. And so we made traps on the beach. And I like I hope somebody didn't just like get stuck there.
Somebody died. You murdered
Okay,
someone.
if that person is listening, we'd like to have them on as a guest.
Yeah,
Yes.
please contact us.
If you've ever been trapped in sand,
In Florida.
in St. Augustine, Florida, if you've ever been on that beach, and
or
you
if you're
walk
addicted
in
to eating
just-
couches,
yeah, we'd like to talk to you too, maybe in private.
no, we want to publicly shame you on this podcast.
You're scaring them away.
We're scaring them. Come on the podcast and defend yourself. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Defend yourself.
Alright.
Okay. What's the next favorite thing? We've talked about strange addictions enough.
Music.
Wait, do we have any strange addictions? That's piqued my interest.
Let me think. I used to have like
You used to have an
But-
arson problem.
Yeah, I used to have an arson problem. I've since gotten over that.
Okay.
But it was it was kind of an issue. It was an addiction at the time because I would come home,
Burn
and
your homework.
I would do my math homework, and then I would burn it, and then I would do it again, and then I would burn it again, and then I would almost complete it a third time, and then I would be like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. And then I would be like I'd finish it in school, and people are like, oh, why are you always doing your homework? And they noticed that it took me just a few seconds to do it sometimes because I would remember the answers because I've done it 3 times now. And they're like, wow, you're so good at math. And I'm like, yeah, I have studying techniques. It's really just and then it's the pages in my notebook were a little bit burnt because I had it next to where I was burning the paper, and they're like, why is it like that? I also spilled a bunch of Portillo's house dressing in my math textbook once, and I had to ask the teacher because they were like, if you damage the book enough, you have to pay for a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, does a lingering salad dressing smell count as damage? And he's like, no. What did you, what? Why? Yeah, so junior high math class was a wild time for me. But anyway, aside from that, I have had a long-term addiction to sugar. And it's not I think I probably still technically do. It's by definition where it's if you can't go 24 hours without craving it, it's an addiction. It's not I have awful withdrawal where I'm throwing up and stuff. It's not quite like that. It's I start to feel a little sick though. I'm still I'm not fat or anything, and I'm not an unhealthy person. Well, maybe in other areas, but but I still balance it out pretty well. It's just I need to have a little bit of sugar,
here and there.
And I've started working on that, where now I'm limiting myself, so because I got a ton of Easter candy because
oh
it
no,
was all 50% off, so I was
oh.
let's go to town. But
Sugar.
But yeah, now it's I come home from school and I get 2 marshmallow chocolate eggs and a small handful of jelly beans, and then I'm done until after dinner. Then I have ice cream.
Well done.
Okay.
And that is how I'm limiting myself.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, sugar for me is just, I might have it, I might not. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, as of late, I've had a sugar sensitivity, which, I've been slowly getting over that, but over winter break in school, I ate nothing but fruits, and then any piece of artificial sugar, to some extent, still tastes bad. But it be what it be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have any strange addictions, Izzy?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really have any strange addictions. I mean,
So, the next question I think was, we just wrote down music.
okay, music.
So, what music are you into?
Pause the video here and tell us. Wow, I really like that band. Or maybe I don't.
I'm not too big of a fan of them.
I don't know what you said. Looks like I'm the only one that keeps it real, but
You're the only real one here.
I do this thing where I listen to the punk radios on Spotify, or when Samsung Milk Music was a thing. I really liked that, but nobody knows what that is apparently.
What?
Milk Music? It was just the Samsung radio app thing, but it was called Milk Music. I don't know why. They stopped doing it. They stopped making it a thing, and I was sad because I really liked it. But I would just I listen to the punk radios, and so people are like, oh yeah, what bands are you into? And I can name a few, but it's
I don't know.
it's I want to seem more real, I'm actually into this, but I can't remember. Again with the memory issues, and they're like, oh well, if you don't remember the names, you
How are
remember
you
how
a
the songs
fan?
go. And I'm like, no, I've heard many of the songs on that radio because I listen to it all the time, but I don't remember things. So I remember a few of the ones that I saved, but it's now I seem like a fake fan.
Oh, everybody's looking at me. So
Do you want to go?
I don't care.
Okay.
My taste in music is pretty broad. It can go from hardcore 90s punk to funk. and like, according to Spotify, my number one like genre, but not by much, was called post-teen pop, and I don't know what that means. I listened to like, I don't even know what I listened to last year, but as of right now, I'm into like some psychedelic music, but like at the same time, it changes every day.
Every day. Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that likes everything except rap and country.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. There are a couple. I don't know. I like it all. Some specific bands that I really like. Arcade Fire, They Might Be Giants, everything about them and around them. I don't know. That's kind of boring. But the real music for me is playing music.
Ooh.
And there's a drum set in this room right now. There's
Go give us a tap.
That's a cajon. There's a cajon. There's a
That's what it's called?
There's a bazooki over there. There's a
What does
tambourine.
any of that mean?
We
Oh.
don't.
Well, I know
Laura
the
and I
tambourine
don't
is.
have any musical talent.
I own an ocarina and
Can I play it?
trombone. I left it at home. Tom pressured me into getting it
Why?
because he's like, we can make music together, and I'm like,
What is this? The Jackson 5? Like, you're not
Brady
a musical
Bunch?
fan.
Wait, no, not the Brady Bunch. That's incorrect.
I think
Jackson 5.
No, not the Jackson Five. The Partridge Family. I have a
Oh.
Partridge Family collectible metal lunchbox, and I keep clay in it.
Okay.
Do you eat that, clay?
No, not usually.
Not usually.
Is he
Are
just
you okay?
fell?
I didn't
Are you
fall.
okay?
I saved myself.
She's not sitting on a real chair.
I'm sitting on
On a red leather
Ottoman.
stool.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I like playing the music. I've got a bird in the room that I can play.
What?
I
Oh,
can
yeah.
play the bird.
Play it. Wow. That was a bird.
Wow.
That was a bird.
Might need to like tone down the volume.
Yeah, no, I
Particular
yeah.
chunk.
R.I.P. headphone user.
R.I.P. headphone users.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I like playing music, and that's me. I probably should have mentioned that before the conventions. But I play it all. I play it all, but
He
mostly
does it
the
all.
drums.
You heard it here first, folks. He does it all.
I does it all,
He does it all.
except the piano. I can't understand the piano. I can't.
I heard it. Well, I mean, I can't play either, but I've heard that it's almost the same as playing a guitar, just not
Not.
at all.
just not that position. That's
Yeah.
what I've heard several people say. I
Well,
don't
I
get
can.
it.
You
I
know.
can't play either.
You know the accordion. The accordions that have a piano on
Yeah.
them.
Squirrel's back.
I can play one. I can play one of those, but if you sit me down at an actual piano, I'm like, I can play the Charlie Brown theme song. That's the only thing I can
Oh my
remember.
gosh, some kid in
I
Gosh,
can't
what
even play a
classes?
kazoo correctly, so.
a kid in one of my classes or something somewhere. I don't know where this was, but at some point recently, a small child asked me what the Nazi Party theme song was, and I was like, What do you
Demonetized. We
mean?
just got demonetized, Laura.
We weren't gonna. Then that's how
I'm
it
sorry.
be. If we don't end up deleting this section,
Move on. Move on. Move on. Move on.
Move on. Okay. The last thing is just experience, and I think we already talked about
Downsizing.
Yes.
The downsizing experience. I think
Um,
that we should wrap it up. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes.
true.
yeah.
We could go on all day, and
We
we
could.
have gone on all day. We thought about this podcast. We talked for like 3 hours straight on a bench.
Wait, we need
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep it going for one more minute. Look at the time. Look at the actual time.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, anyway, we thought
There it goes.
there
okay,
goes.
end it.
End it.
Cut it off. Bye, guys.
Thanks for tuning into the Catfish special.
No, thank you for ordering the Catfish special.
Oh, thank you for ordering the Catfish special. This is we are at the restaurant that Laura experienced. This is an advertisement for that restaurant.
Yes.
You might have been hearing some restaurant noises in the
Yeah,
background.
I'm drinking lemonade out of a wine glass, but that's not important. What
What's
is important is that you subscribe and listen to our other podcasts and watch our videos. Goodbye.
Goodbye.